What's up everybody, Modern Pioneer here, and today I'm going to be, well not today, over the course of several days, I'll be turning this into this. So, if you guys want to see how I did that in a couple days, well, you're in the right spot. Let's go. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is pouring a small concrete pad for an external home generator. So I want to say it's an 1100, or I'm sorry, 11,000 or 10,000 Westinghouse dual fuel generator. And what I'm trying to do here is tie it into my propane gas line. So I have my inlet right here, and I already had the gas company come out, and I wanted to do it in the garage, but due to several barriers such as ventilation and then permits, because believe it or not, we do live in a city, but I just decided to avoid all that nonsense and put it out here because it'll be easier. So what I'm going to be doing today is putting my 4 posts right here. This is going to be an external box cover for this generator to protect it from the elements. I'm going to make the design match our raised garden beds. So to start, I'm putting my posts in. I'm going to remove a little earth, so then all I gotta do is backfill some gravel, and then whenever I get to it, I'll pour the pad. I'm doing all of this with the future in mind, so I want to maintain this walkway to our back door, so I'm leaving enough space. This is going to be the corner of the pad, and I couldn't decide whether or not to leave a walkway on that side of it or this side, but I'm going to go this side because of the gas line. I was going to fabricate it so we can bury the gas line, but I'm like, you know what, all this just so I can walk around it, I'm not going to do it, just walk this way. So, and I should add, in the future I want to put a swimming pool right here. So hall here, I'm going to have a swimming pool. We're going to have a little deck that comes from our back porch, and on that side over there I want to do a hot tub, but one thing at a time. So I'm doing all this planning with that end design in mind. So that's my goals and dreams, and let's start with these 4 posts. And I got 4 posts in. I really didn't run into any issues, just some clay about a foot down on these 2 closest right here, but I wasn't surprised. Once I got those in, I just eyeballed it and did these front 2 ones. This structure is not going to be load bearing. I'm not really worried about anything at all structurally, so I just threw the posts in. I eyeballed it. I haven't even measured it really. I just made sure I had enough room for my generator in there, and that's it. Oh, one cool thing. Second post I started to dig in, I hit something that was hard and my post hole digger would not go in. You can see the scratches on it, but I found a pipe wrench. So who knows how old this thing is. It's heavy duty. So anyway, I'm going to clean this up and hopefully remember to show you guys sometime along in this video, because wouldn't that be pretty cool if I could restore this and, you know, make it look like the antique that it is. But it was literally just about that much underground, just right there on the surface. So thought that was pretty neat. What I did, so I just dry poured the concrete. I used yellow bags from Lowe's. Put the concrete in the holes and then just sifted it through, packed it down with a spud bar. Then with my leftover concrete, I just put it down there on the bottom. What I'm going to do after these posts set is I'm going to frame them. I'd frame it right now, but I'm kind of short on time today, and I don't have the junk lumber lying around. So I'm just going to pick some up, my next project or something, probably from the treehouse. I got to finish that decking over there, so which that video is about to post, so I'm pretty excited about that. But as soon as I get the framing lumber, I'm going to frame my pad, and then I'm going to take that paver base right there. I just had that lying around. I'll put a little layer of that down, compact it, and then I've got some scrap metal and stuff here and there, so I'm just going to put it in there. Completely overkill, but you guys know I've said it once, I'll say it again. If something's worth doing, do it once, do it right. No reason to do it again. So I don't want this to crack or anything at all, you know, because then it just looks like crap. So that's why I do what I do. So I'm gonna keep it relatively low here and then grade it upwards so it'll be even with the ground there. So probably about two inches thick here, and then maybe, you know, four in the back. So it's not gonna be a serious pad at all. But I also want the kids to put their handprints in it, because throughout the yard, I love concrete. Throughout the yard, every year I do a small concrete project and I put everybody's hand in it. And what's cool is next year we're gonna have a new addition to our little concrete handprints. So I'm hoping that next year I can put the hot tub pad in on that side of the deck, and then that'll be next year's project. So for now, let's let these set and then frame it up. All right, here we go. I went ahead and put that paper base down, and then I put just a little bit of rebarb down. Kill the wasp. All right, kill the wasp. All right, I wet the area, and now I'm gonna pour just some yellow bags. So let's get to it. And these are my helpers. Got my junior modern pioneer hard at work. Doing great, bud. So I'm just loading it up, and then I flip it over and pour it down the chute. And then he's spreading it out for me. In his school shoes. His mom is gonna be so happy. All right, let's get to it. Okay, project's going really well. I got the front doors on. I've got the generator disconnected right now, but I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. But those doors turned out really nice. I bought the wrong hinges, so I had to go get new ones. The ones I bought had a 6-inch paddle on one end and not this 2x4 flat that I needed, and I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking more support. I put the doors up high enough so they would clear the gas line right here, and it's going really well. What I really want to show you right now, though, is this sheet metal. Charms, stop it. Leave the cat alone. This sheet metal, I made a little alteration. So I bought this foam stuff, round closures for this sheet metal. That's supposed to go in there and help seal it off. I was only going to use that on the roof, but then I started thinking, well, why not just put that on the sides too to help with soundproofing it? And you know, I just don't know how much it's really going to improve the metal from, you know, keeping the metal from rattling inside the frame when that generator gets going. So these two, Charm, you're going to get scratched by that cat. These two inside here, I use these, I can't even think of them right now. I use those pins to just go through the metal and hold it there because I couldn't find my sheet metal screws at the time, but luckily I found them since then, and I just decided to go back and I tore these out and to put the foam rounds in there. So just a little tip that I came across along the way. We'll see if it makes any difference. And there's the roof. It went pretty good. Had some difficulties because it wasn't square. My posts were not even, so this side isn't, you know, it's not even right back there, but I realized real quick how little I care, so that'll do. I made this so it rotates up, so then I can, I'm going to put like a, I don't know, like a stick or something in there so I can set it at certain heights if I want it to. So that goes really well. And then I also made these doors to be able to be opened before I open them. I made them to be open with the roof still down. And then also I left the gap there in the front for that line right there, so it doesn't go all the way down. I don't know if I'm going to put like maybe a brush guard down there to keep stuff out, but shouldn't really hurt the generator too much. But, so. And there you go. And then you can open the top if you want to work on it or whatnot. So I'm really pleased with it. Hi, Jason. What do you think, bub?
It's cool.
Did I do good?
Uh-huh.
All right.
When are you going to put that back in?
Oh, well, it's a good point. I don't know if I'm going to put that back in. I may just leave it open like that. Thanks for noticing. So, like my astute partner was saying, in the back I do have this open. I think I am going to enclose it, but I ran out of the sheet metal. So I don't know if I care enough to enclose it, because I really only need probably about 4 feet. Because right here I'm going to have my inlet for my electric stuff. So, and then the exhaust for the generator comes out like right here. So I have a kit where I may put it in the side and run the exhaust upwards. It's one of those exhaust RV kits. If I get it out, I'll show you guys. But anyway, I think it's going along pretty good. So the next thing I gotta do is finish running my electric out here, run it down there, and then into the generator box. Let's get to it. And we're done. I was able to stain the wood yesterday and get everything wrapped up. The only thing that's still not done is I need to run my propane line right down there from my fitting all the way in the back to right there. That's no problem. I'm not going to hold up this video for that. I had it done by somebody, but I had to move my generator over a couple, like 1 foot for to do the wiring, and so then that messed up my static propane line. So this is what we got, and before I open it up, let's go ahead and see how loud it is. Got this handy dandy remote. Hope it works. All right, that's not bad. Let's open her up. Nice. Well, I'm glad the remote works. I started it up prior to this video because I didn't want to look too stupid if I couldn't get it started, but this is my first day starting this thing, and so far I'm super pleased with this model. It's a Westinghouse. There's the peak watts for gasoline and propane. It has 6.6 gallon reservoir of gas, and what I really like is the check line for the fuel right there. I will say fueling it was slightly tricky, but it worked out. If I had to redraw these plans, I would make my opening a little higher, because when I fit my gas can down in there, I hit the top of the roof. So in order for me to make that tilt better, I should have extended this. If I had to do it again, I would extend it probably by maybe 4 inches, just because I'm not going to be using this space here. While I'm here though, this is the propane tie-in. I had a plumber do that for me, and then this is my line going to the box, my breaker box, and then I got this line coming in. This 2-inch cover tie-in, whatever, was pretty hard to come by. I had to special order it, and then I just drilled a hole in and ran this PVC line in myself. The reason why I have it going there is because I'm going to continue my 2-inch conduit down into the ground, and I'm going to run it out that way because I'm eventually going to put a greenhouse over there, and then I'm also running electric this same route to my tree house up there, and the tree house build is going really well, so I'm happy to finish this small side project here. But about right here too, with my buried line, I'm gonna put an access box because I need to put another line in this way because we want to put a hot tub in over there. But back to this project. For the wires and everything, I ran an independent just 110 outlet here, so for my battery, backup here. So I specifically have a line for the battery backup, and then that goes in to the breaker for the backup. This green light tells me that I have power to my main, so I just keep this unplugged, you know, until I lose power. And I haven't lost power yet to try this out, but that's not going to hold up this video. So what I would do is, once I'm sure I confirm that I've lost power, I'd switch off my main in the breaker. I plug this in, make sure that light's still off, and then I would turn on my generator. I'm not going to get into the specifications for this generator, but it's pretty cool that it's dual fuel, so it goes on gasoline and propane. It's got a push start, and it has the remote start, and it has a manual start. Super pleased with it. This is going to do the job. I did build the platform slightly bigger because I wasn't sure if I eventually wanted to put a permanent Generac in here. I did the portable generator because if we got to up and go, I'm taking this generator. But as far as soundproofing, I did notice a little difference when it was all closed up versus absolutely when it was opened. But one concern is choking out oxygen from the motor as it runs. So I'm not too concerned. Really, I just want to protect this from the rain and snow and the elements so I don't destroy my generator. I did add this brush guard here to the front. I just ran it one continual length just because I wanted to maximize the product. So the reason for this thing is because I wanted to prevent some of the leaves and just debris and everything from getting in there, and I also got that thing for free, so I found a use for it. And then I stopped it there so my propane outlet can get out. I thought of running that all the way around, but like I said, I don't really want to choke the oxygen from it, so we will see how it does and go from there. But I put it on the front because my yard is sloped down towards this generator box, and so the leaves and everything, you know, hopefully that deters some leaf buildup. All in all, that's really all I can say about it. I'm very pleased with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do. Let me know in the comments what you guys would do differently, what you guys like, all that. I want to hear it. Cool. We're here to help each other grow. So thank you guys, and I hope this video helps you in your endeavor to become a modern pioneer. Be safe.